What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
Last week I talked about climax. Today I'm talking about love. I know definitely in many ways I saw those out of order, but it's another movie from Gaspar Noé, the French director. Kind of crazy stuff. I enjoyed Climax, despite it being a crazy movie. But I had heard about love and never gotten around to watching it, and it's just one of those things where you kind of have to be in the mood, whether it's, documentary, a foreign film. For me, anyway, I kind of have to be in a mood. Although this one, despite being, I guess, technically a foreign film, it's all in English, but it's about an American who falls in love with a woman from Paris and moves to Paris to live with her, and they have a super intense sexual and emotional relationship, which I have been in relationships similar to this in some ways, where as far as the passion of the relationship is very, very thick and very heavy. So he goes, and they're in this relationship in Paris, which is kind of, very open sexually, and together they're becoming open, are allowed to be open with each other, and they decide to invite a third person in to the mix. They want to both have sex with another woman, have a threesome, so they get their neighbor who just moves in, and of course things go wrong. But this movie is by far the first porn I've ever watched for the love story, because it is very much, you watch people have sex in probably the most graphic way possible to not actually be a porn. I don't think you actually see the penis go into the vagina, but it's the scenes. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what was actually going on. But there's definitely some money shots. Dude 100% comes on camera. The movie opens with him, Murphy, who's a director, as I said, and his girlfriend, Electra. It's them in bed, naked. He's fingering her, and she's jacking him off to climax, and it's just a long shot, static shot of her just, stroking his dick and him thumbing her. It's definitely a movie I didn't feel comfortable necessarily watching, so I had to pick the appropriate time to where I could watch it, so kids don't walk in, or just people that don't know what the fuck I do with my life walk in and they just see me watching a porn on. When I watch porn, I watch it on my phone or my tablet like an adult. I don't watch it on the TV. But yeah, definitely a crazy scene to kind of start. And I've seen there's this movie called Brown Bunny, which is not a great movie, but not a good movie. But it's well known for the fact that there's a blowjob, like a straight up blowjob in it. This one takes that and goes far past it. There's blowjobs, there's threesomes, there's all kinds of shit. So the way it's told too, the story, it kind of jumps back and forth between Murphy now, where he has two kids. I think it was two kids with somebody else. And then it jumps back to his relationship with Electra. But yeah, so it's like you see the scene where it's like this crazy sex scene, and then jumps to him being older and fatter and has kids with this other chick. And you're like, how the fuck does he get with this other chick? And it slowly tells you, one, his relationship with Electra. But it's definitely like a love story told from a perspective that hasn't been told for love stories. It's that love story where you're with somebody who's probably not the most mentally healthy person, but the passion and just the freeness to have sex and explore each other and explore other things is a part of it. So it's weird because even within the movie, the character Murphy talks about wanting to do a movie that basically is the movie that he's in, where he wants to show the explicit sex and the explicit love that you just don't see in movies, especially like rom-coms. And this one has it, man. This one has it, and the way it's told, you understand the relationship, you understand how difficult love is, how difficult certain situations are. You know, whether you decide to let a woman into a threesome and then, you know, shit kind of goes sideways or not, but it definitely shows a type of relationship that you do not see in movies ever. And it shows you in a way that nobody shows you in any other movie. So they decide to bring Omi in, which is their neighbor who's like 16 or something like that, but they're in Paris, so it's not pedophilia, it's not rape. And it's just there's this crazy hot threesome scene in the movie where that's basically how I ended watching the scene, making that kind of a noise. And then, you know, everything's fine. And then Electra goes on a vacation one weekend. She's out of town. So Murphy decides to have sex with Omi, and the condom breaks, and they have kids because they set up earlier that she's super pro-choice, or pro-life, I should say, because her mom wanted to abort her, but she didn't get aborted. So, you know, there's no way she's going to abort any kids, which, you know, leads them to just, you know, make a super happy family, as anyone would do, any you know, couple where either of them are teenagers still, you know, super great timing to be raising children. But yeah, it's definitely it's a really good movie. He has a way, Gaspar Noé has a way of telling a story that's so real, but it hits different than anything else does. He has a very unique voice, let's say, in his ability to tell stories, and it's very heavy subject matter in a lot of cases. So, you know, not your casual watching kind of selection that you might want, but, you know, if you're looking to get into some heavy, like, independent, like, this is a movie where you could tell an artist is telling a story, you know, like, he is well versed in his ability to direct and to tell stories through directing and editing. I mean, the editing of this is one of the most important aspects of the storytelling, I would say. But yeah, aside from all the crazy, super graphic, well-filmed sex, I mean, it's just a very unique way of telling a love story that I appreciated. And while prepping for the episode, I noticed that it was released in 3D, which I can't even imagine what it would look like. I mean, definitely, it's probably the most cinematic 3D porn you will ever see. But it's also so much more than just porn, because it's not just scenes of people having sex. It's like you're seeing like without those scenes, those super like realistic scenes, then you wouldn't have he wouldn't be telling the story of that type of relationship, because you can't have, because that's what that kind of relationship is, where it's just hot, fucking crazy, passionate sex. And, you know, do those last? I don't know. I've been in them, but they didn't last, that's for sure. Usually the hotter the flame, the sooner it burns out. And yeah, it's definitely a crazy movie that I would recommend. I'm looking for, I don't know what this dude's going to make next, Gaspar Noé, but I'll definitely check it out, because it's going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts, and I'll watch it. It might even have nuts in it. Might have nuts getting drained in it. I don't know. But yeah, check out Love. It's on Netflix if you want to watch it. But warning, I mean, right when you start it, you'll see what I'm talking about. But that's it. New episodes of this show come out every day. Subscribe on IGTV and everywhere else podcasts are found. Binge the full week over at patreon.com/inspireddisorder. Inspireddisorder.com for all of my artwork and podcasts that I've done in the past. But go over there to buy my artwork. It's very important. Inspireddisorder.com. At Ray Taylor for me on all social media. Give me a follow. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out.